The whole entire crypto community in the past few days has been down, but few coins has been holding up, and one of those tokens is TRS. TRS in May has been able to withstand the dump that is currently going on in the crypto community and was able to hit the price of 0.089. Now, if you watch my last video on TRS, that was early this year, I talked about the move down, which we had to around 0.5 range, but they have successfully recovered the buyers. So this video, we're going to be looking at TRS on a multi-time frame, explaining, looking in depth, is this pump that I'm seeing, because the past 1 week has been a good week. They had a breakout from this 0.74 range, and they were able to make it to, like I said, 0.089. So this video will answer your question: is TRS a good buy? Is TRS worth still holding? Is TRS actually going to see the price of 0.1 at least anytime soon? I remember Bitcoin Gorilla. Welcome to Altcoin Daily.
I feel nauseous, believe me. Never had a lot of shit come easy. Had to work hard, struggle just to be me. Had to rise up just so they could see me. Did what I had to do just to feed me. And
hello, welcome back. So this analysis is going to be an in-depth analysis using simple price action, no indicator. So I have drawn the box, the Bitcoin Gorilla box. I have drawn it, so it's going to be easy to just explain to you what I'm seeing. So it's going to be multiple time frame, and I'm going to be starting the analysis on the weekly chart. So according to the weekly chart, of course, you can see that this range, this particular range, so we have two boxes in play here. This is the inner box, and there's another bigger one. So this big box, when I talk about the big box, I'm referring to this one with the longer height. When I talk about the inner box, I'm referring to this inner one. So the inner box support is one thing that has been in play in on TRS since January, right? So we see price being on this support. So the support range is this range. This is the support range. This is the resistance range. So this support is where buyers are. So whenever price is within this range, buyers tend to come into the market to buy, and somehow price managed to escalate and start moving to the upside each time. A good example, you see it happened here. So my box is predicting that we are likely going to see the same scenario playing out. So what am I trying to say? Does it mean that TRS could still move up to this range? Well, that is what we're going to find out as we analyze on also multiple time frames. So this is the weekly chart. So according to the weekly chart, we just broke out of the box support range, right? So support range, a range is when price is constantly alternating within the same number for a period of time. A good example is right here, right? So this is a range, and this is a range. Another example is right here. So whenever this happens, though a lot of people get anxiety, a lot of people get worried, a lot of people lose their patience, because this is a time, it's like a testing time. Can you withstand the pause that the market is experiencing, of which TRS has been experiencing since, of course, since January 2022. TRS has been alternating between the price of 0.07 to 0.055, right? So TRS currently has been able to make it out of that range, which is a beautiful thing. Why is it a beautiful thing? Because it's a sign that capital is still entering this market. So for price to be able to conquer this point, why is it also another beautiful thing? Because if you look, the previous direction they were going, the price was heading before the pause, seems to have changed. What do I mean? You see that price was heading downward. That was the direction. The direction was downward. But after the pause, we see a change of direction, whereby we are having a new high, a new price hitting a new high than the previous time. Like this is the previous time, and now we have a new one. So price seems to have gone higher than it did before it got pushed down the previous time it tried to go up. So good thing is we are able to leave the range and in a positive direction. While other crypto in the past 1 week seems to have been going up and down, you can see that TRX had a green week. It's just 2 days to the end of this week and TRX is still holding fine. Hopefully we close the week still in green, but I do see that chances are high, but we're going to find out more. So that's the first thing. So what is telling us according to according to this box, this line right here is my control line. So control line is more like a point where price seems to drag between buyers and sellers. Now if you want to learn all these things, remember this Bitcoin Gorilla strategy, I built it myself, I developed it myself. You can want to learn it, to learn how to trade it, then you want to come into Machiavelli Traders. Now my analysis on YouTube are mostly higher time frame. The reason is the time, my time to have enough time to do other things, because I also have to handle Machiavelli Traders, I also have to trade. But my own trading is easy because when I trade with Machiavelli Traders, so we trade together. It's easy for me. So when you come into Machiavelli Traders, you're going to get 6 weeks intensive training. After the 6 weeks intensive training, you're going to be trading with me. So everything I'm saying here, you're going to see live in play. You're going to see me trade this live. Remember, analysis, people give you technical analysis, but trust me, trading that same prediction is a whole ball different game. I can come here and predict that TRX is going to probably $100. How about trading it? How about sitting through that period of time? The ups and downs, the challenges, the obstacles. People lose their mind while sitting through this trade. Everybody comes here to give you and predict for you. Me, I predict it and I trade it with you. You watch me sit through this market. The funny thing people don't understand is I come and make this prediction, but it's not every time I trade this market, because I understand this market is not constantly always 100% tradable. That is why the saying is said that trading is 80% waiting, 10% buying, 10% selling. Currently, Machiavelli Traders, we've not traded anything in the past, like since May. In fact, I will tell you, especially futures, spots, all of us have already bought the necessary coin and we're still buying with the opportunities that are presenting itself. But the thing is, futures, because I trade futures live and I'm a high leverage trader. So if you want to come and learn all this, I trade with you. You will see the trade, you're going to take the trade, because I will tell you I'm entering the trade. This is why I'm entering the trade. You're going to get insights on the go. All this you get when you come into Machiavelli Traders. Access is currently open, and mind you, access is not always open. It's only open 3 times in a year: January, May, and October, and we're in May. So this is your opportunity. And again, it's limited access. The reason is I don't want crowd, but I want serious traders, people that are serious minded, because you'll be trading live with me. I want people who are serious about their growth. It's a lifetime access. I don't do monthly. No. It's one-time payment. You are in, because I will train you and you trade with me. I'm like a mentor for life with you. Your wins, your lose, your portfolio, everything will be done. I'll be there with you throughout your journey. It's together we ride. That's how Machiavelli Traders are. So if you're interested, you can visit the website I will leave under this video. Access is currently open, but access will be closing May 23rd. So back to the chart. This is the control line, and control line is the point where you see buyers and sellers constantly fighting to hold up. When price is above it, price tend to hold. When price is below it, price tend to stay down. Whenever price touches it, there's a reaction, right? So you can see we just touched that control line. We just touched the control line. And the beautiful thing about it is, of course, I expect a pullback. So yes, I do expect a pullback. A pullback that will serve like a retest of this broken range, right? This sideways market day we are breaking. So we had enough capital to overcome the sellers that were pushing price down before the range started. So which means what happened here was more like accumulation of capital to be able to overcome the sellers that was pushing price, and they withstand the sell-off, right? That happened yesterday and day before yesterday on crypto. They withstood the sell-off, and we're seeing them still standing. So furthermore, I want to bring in trend line, because I want to see what is the trend line saying. The support we just got is beautiful horizontal support range. So this entire this entire range is a support range, right? Anytime price is between 0.7 to 0.5, people are buying. And good capital is entering the market, and this is what withstood these sellers. Now, if I bring a trend line, I'm trying to connect the footprint. Now, the footprint I mean is, since they started the move from the up to the upside from this point, this is weekly chart we are still analyzing. What is the footprint? The one thing I like about price action is price action makes it easier to make sense. Even a layman can understand what is happening in the market. It makes it easier for you to make sense of what is happening, because this market is a game of emotions. So you must understand what the next trader is thinking. So what I see is that, according to my box, whenever price gets to this range, people are somehow convinced that it is fair to buy. But when price is here, they feel it is too expensive to buy and it is fair to sell. So it's more like the perception, as traders' perception change daily, because they are constantly faced with the decision of, should you buy, should you sell? It's a very tough decision that consumes a lot of people's mind, and situations whereby you have a range like this causes people to fall to the trap of falling for every candle move. And falling for every candle move will get you trapped in the range and force you to lose market. So you lose money. So you find yourself losing more money when price is going up and down within the set price range, when you're trying to buy and thinking there will be continuation, but there was never a continuation. Instead, price go down and kick you out. So if you're trading futures, you're going to find yourself losing a lot of money when price is in this range. The crazy thing is, you would have lost all the money you had. Even you made profit, you still find yourself losing it the next day. You would have lost all the money before the real move starts. This is why patience is very important. And if you're on spot, you learn how to learn patience, especially when you find yourself in accumulation stage. So according to this chart, what I'm saying here is, we are holding down a good support trend line. So we're trying to observe trend line now. Now you see the trend line, they were able to hold 3 touches. So I need, for a trend line to be valid, you need a minimum of 2 touches. Of course, we had 1 here, and we have 2 here, and we have 3. So beautiful 3 touches. This a little, I wouldn't call this 4, but let's consider it because it's very close to the trend line, but it didn't touch the trend line, which is a more like a higher low. Is a good bullish sign, showing you that the bulls were strong on this token when price was within this support. People really took interest and buy. You can see all those people who shorted here ended up being a bear trap, and they got trapped as price instantly push up. Now, according to this control line, like I said, there will be a pullback to retest this breakout. So what am I saying? Am I saying it's no longer going up? No, that's not what I'm saying. Now let's break it down more, if we can look deeper into it on a daily chart, so that we can make more sense of it. So now we're closer. So of course, you can see the sell-off that I told you that took place yesterday, which is now going to likely be the one forcing the retest. In fact, I should say it has already forced the retest, but it could end up as a bear trap. This candle yesterday red, if this current candle we're having today closes green, it's going to be a bear trap, because everybody who shorted TRX here is going to get trapped, because it's not going to go down like they expect. That is the first instance. But again, like I said, there will be a retest. If I were to say in fact, yesterday was a forceful retest. It's a forced retest, because they just touched the control line and they made it all the way back to the tip of the box. That's a forced retest. Of course, it was forced by Bitcoin dumping. Of course, you know Bitcoin is king, and when Bitcoin goes down, altcoin react instantly to everything. Not bad, because today they have seen about 7%. If you look closely, you see now why all the cryptos are still yet to recover. TRX has recovered yesterday, down by 7%. Good. Can they hold up? Can they hold up? Now, I'm going to use the box strategy itself again to explain this. Now, the box strategy tells me this. The retest has happened, but they could still get a little sideways. Now, why am I saying they will be a little sideways? So sideways is this. We could have this, and they could still push down before going back up here. Yes, that's what I see. They could still push down. Yes, chances are there. Now, these chances will depend on what Bitcoin reacts, because right now what is happening is this. I always like putting Bitcoin at the back of every analysis, because I know if even though any crypto any token is pumping and Bitcoin takes a sharp dump, they react. At least there's always a push down. There's always a push down. So it's good to consider what the master is doing and how it's going to affect what the other coins are doing. Correlation of Bitcoin and altcoin is always very important. So why I say there will be a sideways is because currently I already see the candles are overlapping, and overlapping is a sign of a sideways market. Why? Because you see this green candle and this red candle are lapping each other. They are like literally locked on each other. There's no space. Like the green candle, this green candle, this next candle. A good example of the previous lapping is here. Did you see this previous lapping? You can see this green candle and the red candle did not give each other any space after the breakout from this range. So there was a range, there was a breakout, but the next candle did not continue the move to confirm the breakout. Now, whenever there's a breakout, it's always good to see a follow through. Let the next candle following that candle be a follow through. If you broke out of a sideways market, then let the next candle continue the breakout. A good example is right here. Right. There was a range right here. This candle, green candle broke out. You can see the next candle was a green candle and it continued it before any overlapping occurred. But in this situation where we are, immediately the breakout happened, there is already overlapping taking place. So the sideways was literally this range from the period of around January all the way to May, and we had the breakout, which is this green candle. Beautiful breakout, but why didn't the next candle continue the move? Which is not a good example, which is not a good reason to jump in on the breakout candle. It's a good reason to be more patient, because chances are high that we're going to have a little overlapping sideways, that's more sideways, and a little pushback before the move continue. Now, if the pushback is going to happen, how far down will the pushback go? Now, I'm not asking you to short, because it could be a bear trap, because the pullback might not go far like you want it. Why do I say it might not go far? You can see here, they're already showing this 3-bar reversal, which you might say, this 3-bar reversal will force them to continue the move. Yes, it's possible that they could push back up, but chances are high they will get rejected. If they don't make a new high higher than this previous high and they make a lower high, they will get rejected and they will push down, like I said. But how far down will they push? Now let's try to look at this chart on 4 hours, and on 4 hours we're going to try to bring in the trend line to see how we can connect and make sense. Now you can see how beautifully they retested. Now when we started this analysis, I said something while we are still on the weekly, how they need to retest the tip of this my support box range, right? And you can see how they beautifully retested it, and just hitting it, you can see this green candle. But for me, who I understand how this retest work, I am not going to jump in yet to enter the coin. So let me show you what I'm saying. Let's see if we're going to get a pullback. So what I'm going to try to do is try to connect in 4 hours the trend line since their move started from here. So I'm going to connect it this way. So here's what I see coming. You can see that they will return back into the support range. Chances are high now. Why? Let me show you. So here's what I see. I see them coming down to this point, 0.6468 range, right? This range, 6864 range, within that range. So if they could move like this, and then move like this, move like this, and this time around, in return, why will I always talk about this pullback? Of course, pullback will occur because sellers cannot leave the market. Buyers and sellers coexist. It takes buyers for sellers to exist. It takes sellers for buyers to exist. If there's nobody willing to sell a coin to you, can you see a coin to buy? And if there's nobody willing to buy your coin, how do you sell the one you have? These two must exist. Pullbacks happen all the time. Don't get frustrated because you buy a coin and you're holding for a while and there's this constant pullback and you're constantly worried. Then you're not probably doing your homework about doing the research and understanding the right time to buy and the right time to sell, because everything is about timing. But trust me, the up and down move will still happen, and it does not mean the move to the upside has completely terminated. No, let me show you this. The move is only going to have a little pullback for a short time. Patience is needed because the move is likely going to continue. The move is likely going to continue. But again, sideways market is good because people is an opportunity, if you've not bought, for you to buy. So when price pulls back, it's an opportunity for those who have not bought to buy. And then when price pull back, it's also an opportunity for those who understand that price do go back and forth. We understand the right time to sell, to take their profit in order to buy cheaper. We just talked about 4 hours. I'm going to round this video up by looking at the monthly chart with no indicators. We're just going to look at simple candlesticks and make sense of it. Remember, my analysis are pure price action, no indicators. Just make sense of what the market is telling you using volume and price, right? So I'm going to turn off all the drawings, nothing left, and we're going to make sense of the candles on the monthly chart. Now, one thing you must know about monthly chart, especially if you are into TRX for investment, or if you're holding TRX for a period longer than 1 year, then your eyes should not take off weekly and monthly chart, because it will give you more rest of mind. There's less noise, there's less worrisome. You can see the candles are less intimidating than they are on the lower time frames. So like I said, if you want to trade the lower time frame on futures and you like the high blood pressure and you don't want high blood pressure, you want to reduce the FOMO, the worry, the losses, then Machiavelli Traders is currently open. Limited time from now till 23rd of May. I will close the gate because then I will focus on my student, the entire family, and we grow together. Why I still come here, when I come on YouTube, I give you videos for you to rewatch. My videos, don't watch my video and after 1 week you start shouting, hey, is this, is that. My videos are long time frame, which means for a month, 2 months, 3 months, they are still in play. They are still in play. So if I tell you it's going to move up, just give it time. You can always come back to rewatch these videos and then follow up if what I said is happening. If it's not, please leave the comment below. I love learning. And I learn from you as well. And I know technical analysis, nobody can get this 100%. But I've learned one thing: timing is everything, and patience is the big skill if you want to benefit from crypto, especially if you are in it for a long term. Patience is very important. On the monthly chart, what I'm seeing right now is very crystal and easy to make sense of. So I see, first of all, a 3-bar reversal is in play. What 3-bar reversal am I talking about? Now, if you look closely, this 3 bars is a very bullish sign. It's a sign that now, especially finding it on monthly chart, makes the sign even stronger. The buy sign is stronger because we're seeing it on monthly chart. And remember what I talked about, this range being the range that is beneficial to buyers, especially monthly, weekly, daily buyers. Those who are in it for a long term. As far as prices within the range of 0.74 to 0.5, they are constantly adding to their position. So this printing of this 3-bar reversal shows that sign clearly. Now you can see the next month, after that 3 months, the next month was a red, but it was a mistake for those who ended up selling that month, because the next that month was obviously April. Then May instantly got a sharp recovery, a recovery from 0.06 all the way to 0.89, which is a beautiful thing because now they've made it above the range, and their good thing now is to stay above 0.5. So I need them to stay above 0.56. So no matter their pullback, 0.56 must be held. That is what the monthly chart is saying. So the monthly chart, this green candle we're seeing in May, hopefully may still have a long way to go. So let's not jump into conclusion and say it's green, because one thing I've learned over time is never conclude what a candle will become until the candle is dead, until the candle closes. The candle at the last minute is like the game of football. Anything can happen. The candle that was green can instantly turn red, and the candle that was red can instantly turn green. Especially with the volatility of crypto, it's good to always not jump into conclusion and wait for the candle to close. But if I'm forecasting, then I'm forecasting that this candle is likely going to close green, and if it does, then the move to the upside instantly continues. So worst case scenario is we find this coin actually, like I said, worst case scenario. What is the worst case scenario? Let's go back to that 4 hours and see what the worst case scenario. Worst case scenario is we have this pullback to 0.62, 0.64 range, right? And I say at worst they made their way to 0.5857, right? At worst they make their point to this second. You ask me what's that second line. Remember the first line we drew, the one that had 3 touches. As worst case scenario, they return to it, right? So to see that line, we drew it on daily chart. So let's head to daily chart. So at worst case scenario, they return to this line, this particular line. That's right here, because they've read this line. At worst case scenario, they return to it, but chances are high they will instead hold my 4 hours line. That is 0.62. Worst case scenario, we see 0.5654 rate. So that is the analysis and what I'm seeing on TRX. I remain Bitcoin Gorilla. If you like this analysis, this strategy, subscribe, give me a like, and leave your comment. And if over time you watch it and any of this is not following through, please, I would love to learn from you. Just leave your views. I would love to hear it at the comment section. I remain Bitcoin Gorilla. Thank you for watching and happy trading.